Hi, I'm Tyler, and I'll be going through my website for the AS1 project, my portfolio. First things first, just wanted to show you the structure of the HTML. As you can, no, not just HTML, the whole structure of the application. Assets, CSS, and JavaScript are all in separate folders. The HTML is at the root directory, got the README file. Very simple, and I think it's an effective structure. First things first, I want to go over the navigation bar. It's the same on every page, as you can see here, which is great for consistency. When you hover over things, you get a little transition duration based animation. It looks very clean. It's effective. You can see which page you're on because it's highlighted. On mobile, it transforms and has a hamburger icon, which when you click, the lines cross. You get these. You can then you can move between pages just fine. It stays to the top on both desktop and mobile. Works very well. Let's show you the structure for this. So the navigation structure is very simple. We semantically correct elements. So we use navigation. We have a button, which is the trigger. The spans, the inline elements, which are allowed inside of a button, and we use those as the lines. Then we have an unordered list with list items. We make this horizontal, and we remove the list elements markers, and each one contains a link. Oh shit. And yeah, each page links to it, and each page has a little adds the active class. So when the index page, so this makes sure that the home button is active. It's the same on every page, which is consistent. Its styles are defined in share.css because it's shared between pages. So make it sticky. The reason we have this before is because originally I had set the backdrop blur, so items behind it would blur. I don't use that anymore because I changed some of the styles, and the body element now uses a grid, so the main content will never go behind the navigation bar. I just haven't removed the styles because it works, so I've just kept it. Set the z-index so it's really high on mobile. And yeah, for mobile we have override styles. I don't re-style everything for mobile, I just override specific parts, so it works as expected on mobile. And yeah, that's all styles. Now let's go to the footer, which is like the navigation bar. It's the same on every page, it's consistent, and it's extremely simple. It's just two links, one to my GitHub profile, one to the repository. All the links open in a new tab, got a heading, and on mobile, if we scroll down, the only difference is padding is slightly reduced. Same on every page. Yep. It's very simple structure, and the styles are also defined in share.css because it is on every page. Minimal styling because it's very simple, and the only override, like I said, for mobile is to reduce the padding because less space is available. Now let's look at the pages. So this is the index page. It has two sections. You've got the hero and you've got the about me. The about me is just an extremely brief about me section with heading and paragraph elements. Very simple, but fills out the page. The hero is what catches the user's attention. It's the first contact with the user, and it was supposed to look very interesting, and I think I've achieved that. The background is a repeating. No, the background is a set of radial gradients, if I can find it. A set of radial gradients at random locations with random colors, and I think it looks nice. And the sun rays, which are these, is using a repeating conical gradient and a CSS animation to spin. So we set it on the after element. We put the z-index to 0. The other elements on the hero have a z-index of 1, so they're above that, so it's behind. Repeating conical gradient. It's oversized, so on every device it doesn't have like the missing corners. And we use the CSS animation spin. The only reason it's here is to prove I can use CSS animations, even if it's only a simple one. it still proves I can do it. The image, the only special thing about the image is that I have actually set a mask, so the bottom part of the image fades out. I think this looks nicer than just having a sharp ending image. The text is slightly transparent, so you can see the sun rays behind it, and it blends into the background a little bit, and it looks nice. So that is the index page. One thing I should actually mention, which I forgot about, is this is the navigation to JavaScript to open and close the drawer. It's very simple, but it's effective. Project page uses a grid layout. It has 3 columns, but the way it works is a large project takes up 2 and a small project takes up 1. And so here, as you can see, we got this nice grid layout, and I think it looks nice. Each project is given a color. It's not random, but you probably could. Each of these opens in a new tab, and they're all my projects that I've been working, have been working on or have worked on in the past. On mobile, it turns into a column because we don't have that much horizontal space. Padding is reduced, and yeah. So each one is an anchor, opens in a new tab, and has a title, short description, and the image. The image is linked to the GitHub's actual. Is a link to images on the repositories themselves. So if an image on the repository is changed, it gets updated here. Styles, I'll just go through these. This may look complicated, but what this does is it makes them equal size with respect to the gap. I don't know why this isn't done automatically, but it isn't. Each of the things have a separate color. Like I said, it isn't random, but it probably could be. And then the grid layout overrides, so on mobile it becomes a column and reducing the padding. Right. Contact page, this is extremely simple. It's just this window, which I've styled to look like a desktop application. Doesn't work as you would expect, because of course there's no backend. This does have some custom JavaScript. And what this does is it changes the send button, which is actually an anchor in disguise, but styled to look like a button. It changes its href to a mail to link with the subject and content, and the subject is set to what you type in here, and the content is what you type in here. When you click on this, it'll open the user's default mail app, and it will pre-fill the subject and content provided the email app supports it. On mobile, so this is a grid layout, so these are aligned and it looks nice. On mobile, the grid layout becomes a column because of course we have reduced space. Padding is also reduced. The structure isn't, we're not using that many semantic elements. The main body is a grid, and we need to have 2 grids to make sure this is centered but also act as part of the grid. It's not great, but semantic elements wouldn't make sense here. Sections are not allowed because there's no heading near this. And we include the script down here. We have the form. Right now this is we don't send this anywhere because we intercept it with JavaScript. But in the future, if you'd have a backend, you would just remove the JavaScript and it would be fine. The contact page styles. Very simple. Most of the styles are just related to making it look like a window and making it look fun. This is the video demonstration page. It's extremely simple. It just has a video element with minimal styling. This will link to the video that you're seeing now. It's just not there because I'm recording it. Very simple. Here is the styling. As you can see, extremely simple. The only thing mobile changes is it doesn't have a max width on mobile, and it reduces the margin. As you can see, just a video element, nothing special, very simple. Report page is just my report. I'm sure you'll read through that soon. As you can see, we've got every page validating HTML and CSS. This link will link to this video once it's uploaded. On mobile, the padding is reduced, text size is reduced. I can't do anything about these images because of the way they are, so we just leave them. And yeah, let's have a look at the structure of this. So it's just paragraph elements. Some of these paragraph elements use code elements, and these are styled differently. So we have like CSS functions, we have anchor elements and such. Each element will have a heading and a paragraph. These are subheadings, and then these link to all the things. We have the alt tag set. We have the alt attribute set, and yes, the styling for site report is also rather simple. We just do some like font sizes, font weights, changing the color, changing some of the fonts. Very, very simple. And then the overrides just make it so it doesn't have a max width, reduces padding, reduces margin, changes some of the font sizes. And yeah, I think this creates a very nice and effective website design. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you and goodbye.